Hey everyone, welcome back to 305 Insights. Today is the third part in the discussions that we had with Miguel and Eric. Today's episode is my subject that I decided to pick, so it's a it's a lively one. So enjoy this one. And again, wherever you're listening, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, don't forget to like and subscribe. Really trying to push out this content this year, so thanks for sticking around, enjoying the ride, and like I said, enjoy this one, folks. Have a good one.
All right, we're live. No. So my subject is going to be about Josh Allen. And this has kind of made the rounds where a few people have pointed out that Joe Brady, for all his 2019 LSU brilliance that he's still living off of, the fact that he called the game in a sense to limit Josh Allen's ability to have turnovers. What I want to talk to you about, guys, is I think we're on agreement here. Josh Allen, elite quarterback, yes?
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
All right, so we got two yeses.
No.
How do you? Well, three yeses. Well, two yeses. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So we're on agreement here that Josh Allen is elite. Yet, how can Josh Allen be elite if his offensive coordinator is calling games to make sure he doesn't turn the ball over? Because he averaged, I believe, was 4.8 yards per pass. I do not want to hear about the Diggs thing. I do not want to hear about that one pass because everybody's going to focus on that. And no one's going to remember when it was 2nd and 9 and he had Diggs in the flat and he completely went for a ball in the end zone. Everybody's like, oh, he got bumped on that play. And it was like basically almost when he's like 80% done with his follow through is when he got bumped. And then he went for the end zone again, causing this poor guy, Bass Pro Shops to kick wide right, like I'm watching an FSU game.
Poor guy.
And it's not your fault.
Yeah, it's rough.
My question is to you guys. With Josh Allen being elite, how is there such a hard ceiling on him to prevent him from being basically controlled chaos?
The offensive scheme is all based off of him. I mean, you're so dependent on what he does that every single play is his decision on run plays, and even that because they use him as a runner. And you don't see. I mean, as of this year, he was more under center, but throughout his whole career, he was in shotgun pistol. So when you usually have a quarterback in shotgun pistol, you're still giving him the read option of
passing. Be a big Second Amendment fan.
Excuse me?
Shotgun pistol. Continue.
That was good. That was good. Bar. You give him so many opportunities. There's going to be a time that it happens. If you throw the ball 50 times, something's going to happen. I also think that the offensive coordinator and the way that they call the offense, it's not they don't design anything correct. Like you had, for example, we talked about it with the Dolphins when you had Ingram covering a tight end. It took them to the third quarter for them to realize that.
Yeah, and then they started doing all those picks.
Yeah,
pick after pick. But
it took them that long to see that. Then this is where it gets kind of weird too, because you have two coaches, two offensive coordinators, or two play callers that you've gone through in a season, and you still kind of look the same. I mean, he did look better the last 7 games. I think they went on a 6-game winning streak, but it was heavily on Josh Allen.
Counterpoint. You're talking about the scheme and all those different things and how everything falls on him.
Yes.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes this year? With Matt Nagy as his offensive coordinator and how they're basically putting the ball in his hands and saying, if you can find Travis Kelce, cool. If not, make a play.
Yeah.
But he has
that's lazy coaching.
correct. But he has significantly less turnovers, not just interceptions, just overall like fumbles and well, it's only 2 turnovers, fumbles or interceptions.
Well, I mean, but that's what separates Pat from Josh, though. Wouldn't you say?
But they're both
they're both just as talented as each other, but there's that margin of difference that I think that's what you're trying to
okay.
taper into.
Better comparison then. Dak Prescott is not considered elite.
No.
But he has virtually the same numbers as from a passing perspective,
Yeah.
because they don't demand for him to run.
Yeah,
But from a passing perspective, Dak and Josh are similar. Yet for some reason, it's because of the running thing. I'm kind of answering the question myself. But from a passing perspective, you can see how the Bills limit him as a passer.
Yeah, but then,
because of what he does.
But now your argument is saying.
All right, wait. Can I? I'm going to ask you. I'm going to. So now you say that because
What?
I'm thinking in my head. I don't know. I don't know if we're going off topic, but to you guys' point about Josh Allen and how we. All right, so we consider Josh Allen elite.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes elite.
Yes.
Dak Prescott not elite.
Correct.
Aaron Rodgers elite? Yes or no?
Yes, he's elite based on what he's done.
Okay. So like based off of that, the question is like, does a coordinator or a coach make a personnel elite? Yes or no? Without them, can a singular person be elite? That's what I'm asking you. Is Josh Allen elite without a coordinator? Yes or no? Is he elite with a coordinator? No, because he doesn't excel to where he needs to be.
I think so. I think
there's that question of there's elite quarterbacks in the league, yes, but then are they elite because of them, or they're elite because they're just being downgraded because of the coordinator? So it's like,
I think the best way to answer your question indirectly, because for some reason I'm not.
So you just brought up, okay, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are elite. In this case, Patrick Mahomes is the better player. He's always going to be the better player than Josh Allen. You would choose Patrick Mahomes over Josh Allen any day, because hello, he just won the game. He just beat the Bills of Josh Allen. So it's like, okay, so they're both elite, so you're going to choose the better person. It's Patrick Mahomes.
I was going to say that the best way to answer that is if Josh Allen wasn't on the Bills would be a top 3 pick team every year. But the problem is if you take Patrick Mahomes out of Kate, well, no. If you give Andy Reid a competent quarterback, they're going to win 7, 8 games.
Then they build around their skill sets.
Yeah.
Instead of it being how it is now.
I think that Sean McDermott should be let go. I don't think.
Fired next year. He doesn't.
I think here's my hot take. I think Sean McDermott should be fired. And in his place, you hire Bill Belichick.
Ooh.
And that will completely maximize the Bills' potential, the Bills' window. Because Bill Belichick could do more with less, in the sense of how many true superstars were on his defensive team. And I'm not talking about like the Teddy Bruschi's, Willie McGinnis, stuff like that era. I'm talking about like the second half, the last half of Brady's career. How many of those elite players that you look at, that's a household name. Oh, that guy would be a Pro Bowler anywhere, this and that. You didn't really you didn't really see that in the latter half of the Patriots. Now, there's going to be salary cap issues with, the Bills with Stephon Diggs, and then you got to sign Ed Oliver, you got to sign, Gregory Rousseau or the kid from Yuma, whatever his name is. You got to sign all these guys. You got to figure out what you're going to do with the veterans. If you fire McDermott and you bring in Bill Belichick, I think that would make all the difference in the world of getting this team over the hump.
But that doesn't solve. Well, does it's gonna elevate the defense, but I don't think it solves what their offense. Because I think their offense is what the issue is. You have James Cook in the backfield, and then you don't see him.
Listen, we know we know Bill Belichick is going to hire Matt Patricia as his offensive coordinator, and that's going to resolve everything for Josh Allen.
I hate everything about you.
I think everything you just said right now.
Wasn't he the offensive coordinator last year for
Yes,
the
he
Patriots?
was.
I'm just saying. He's such a good defensive coordinator that they made him offensive coordinator because he knows how to exploit. I'm not saying I was joking about the Matt Patricia part, but I'm dead serious about the Bill Belichick part.
You're gonna hire somebody that his play calls on a laminated sheet, but has a number 2 pencil.
No, I'm joking. I'm 100% joking about that. Matt
The
Patricia
number 2
part.
pencil can't write on the laminated sheet, guys.
It's a number 2 Sharpie. So
right in the hat too, right in the Bills.
No, but I really do. In all honesty, like if Bill Belichick was hired by the Bills, I think that would make a significant difference on the window and the capabilities of this team. I'm 100% joking on hiring Matt Patricia as an offensive coordinator, but Sean McDermott clearly isn't working on there. To Miguel's point, he's asking about the coaching staff. I think Josh Allen is elevating McDermott's reputation in the league. And now at this point, it's starting to hurt because...
Where's Josh Allen in your quarterback list?
Whew, man, it's like a Dan Le Batard, Stu Gotts thing. One of my top 5 quarterbacks right now. I personally would have Josh Allen. Are we talking about AFC or NFC or just NFL in general?
NFL in general.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes is number 1. I would say Lamar Jackson's number 2.
Good.
Who would I have number 3?
You take Josh.
I'm trying to think first before I just immediately say Josh because, again, like you have people.
If Joe Burrow's healthy, maybe. But
I would have.
I still take Josh Allen.
No, but Joe Burrow. The problem. This is the thing. Here's the thing.
All right, I'll tell you the quarterbacks right now.
All right, go ahead. Because I would put Joe Burrow.
I'll start from the NFC West and going up from NFC West, South, North, and East, and then it goes up to the AFC
Just name the people who are good because we don't have to hear Desmond Ritter.
No, I'll just go so you can have an idea. Okay. Arizona, Kyler Murray, Seattle,
bum. Geno Smith, bum.
Geno Smith, Rams, Stafford,
good.
Purdy,
good.
Niners,
Elite.
Carolina, Bryce Young, Atlanta,
bum.
Ritter,
bum.
New Orleans, Carr,
bum.
Tampa, Mayfield, Chicago, Fields, Minnesota,
Solid.
Cousins,
bum.
Green Bay, Love, Detroit,
Mid.
Goff,
bum.
Washington,
bum.
Sam Howell, Giants,
bum.
Oh, what's his name? Jesus, the bum.
Jones was
Daniel Jones. Philadelphia.
Run from the bank to cash his Hurts.
Hurts. Prescott.
Solid.
AFC Chargers. Herbert.
Elite.
Russell Wilson, not going to be there. Raiders,
who's Raiders?
O'Connell.
Oh, jeez, that's right.
KC, Mahomes.
Elite.
Tennessee, Tannehill /
you know that guy played wide receiver.
Jacksonville,
Trevor Lawrence.
Houston, Stroud,
Ooh.
stud. Burrow, Pitt.
Hey.
Cleveland Browns.
Kenny Pickens. I'm sorry. I thought you meant Pitt like Kyle Pitts. I was like, wait a minute.
No, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Watson.
Bum.
Jackson, and then New England, Matt.
Bum.
Jets, Aaron Rodgers, Miami to Buffalo, Jason. Yeah, so.
Josh Allen would be number 4 to 5. So do you
put Brock Purdy as elite quarterback is the question.
He's a great.
He's on a good team, but is he himself a good quarterback? If you plug in Brock Purdy,
I'm glad you asked that
Dolphins. Question. Is he a good? Is he still a good quarterback?
He's better than Tua.
Is he an elite quarterback? Yes,
better than Tua.
Is he the elite quarterback now?
Okay, so this is the problem with Brock Purdy. I'm glad you brought that up. If Brock Purdy was drafted in the first 2-3 rounds, he'd be considered elite. But because he's quote unquote Mr. Irrelevant, that's a knock against him. If he was drafted in the same way that Trey Lance was drafted, he'd be considered elite. But because he was the last pick in the draft, there's some unknown nuance in there that like, oh, he's a bum. That's why he was the last draft pick.
I think the argument that is being used is out of the weapons that are around him. He has Tebow and he has Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle.
Okay, we can say the same about the Dolphins.
Well, I mean Tyreek and Jalen Waddle
and Raheem Mostert.
It's literally a mirror matchup. Like
who's your tight end?
Exactly, because he doesn't believe in tight ends. We could have had last year. We had what's his name?
Mhm.
Oh my God, what's his name? The guy who can't block for.
All right, who's our Debo?
Who's our Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill.
All right, who's our Brandon Ayuk?
Jalen
Jalen
Waddle.
Waddle.
What? Jalen Waddle set a record for most receptions by a
Well, he's
rookie.
healthy.
Wait, do you think Jalen Waddle's better than Ayuk?
Okay, but you're acting
I
like
think
Debo's healthy all the time.
I mean, but he's more.
Listen, all I know
Debo's
is
missed more
listen.
games than Waddle has.
Listen,
So to
I-
put-
we're
to
going
say
off-
You know what?
Tyreek
Yeah,
and-
you're right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm looking at it as that like because the 49ers defense.
Listen,
always
all I
been
know is
good,
that one
so
error
they-
over two. That's all I know.
Yeah, we already know.
But I mean, top 5 obviously I go Pat. I think 1 and 2 right now is Pat and Lamar. I
Put
go.
I put Lamar 1.
You can make an argument for that, in my opinion.
You could make an argument for that.
Lamar
All of a
one,
sudden,
then
you give
Pat
Lamar.
one, too.
You give Lamar weapons, and you scheme your defense more to a passing, and now all of a sudden Lamar is MVP again. So you could make an argument for that. Those are 2 for sure. I got Josh Allen. I do like Jalen Hurts. I think it's out of just like
Principle.
bias.
Wait. To your point with Jalen Hurts, I don't mean to cut you off, but Miguel's point about
Yes.
does the offensive coordinator, does the coaching make a difference? You saw the difference between Jalen Hurts. It's the same personnel with AJ Brown, with Devontae Smith. You even
telling
throw
you, man,
you even
I'm
throw in the
telling you.
carcass of Julio Jones,
Hot take, man. I stirred something up. I'm telling you.
and you know they were really good last year. You bring in new minds, and they're insanely
Look
predictable.
how different they were this year. 11-6 over last year. Look how
10-1. Start off 10-1.
Crazy.
And since day one, folks, I said they were frauds.
Crazy.
They went to the Super Bowl.
It doesn't matter. They lost.
No. At all 31 teams, fraud.
It doesn't matter. They lost. Who remembers that the Patriots had an undefeated season
I
before
do.
they lost?
So that's
I
like
remember.
saying, wait, is that like saying Stafford and Goff, are they elite because they took their teams to the playoffs?
I mean, Stafford's always been a great quarterback.
I've
It's
always
just
been a
he was
golf
stuck
guy.
in Detroit.
I've always been a Jared Goff guy.
We can make this argument about who's
I-
elite, who's not
I-
elite, like every single time.
I don't like what McVay did to Goff. I thought it was BS. If you're that brilliant of a head coach, you know, you should have been able to win with him. The fact that you had a quote unquote upgrade to Stafford. Listen, Kyle Shanahan doesn't have to do that.
Dan Campbell's winning golf, so
Exactly. And that guy is an absolute bowl
So
of dog
who's
water.
a better coach, Dan Campbell or McVay?
Do not insult
See,
Sean. I don't even like Sean McVay.
but you
And
see,
to talk
but
about kneecaps
but-
Campbell and saying that
but
he's a
that
good
goes
head
into
coach.
what we were talking about earlier in another podcast that we were like another discussion that we had that the head coach is more of a culture type of person, and then you seed off of then you're going off the coaching personnel that you have.
They're,
So that's why I
they're
think
all
that's
in
why-
unison there because that GM has brought in certain players that fit that culture. Dan Campbell is coaching up that culture.
Yeah.
It's the perfect unison of everybody is on this whatever proverbial same page.
Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's sipping the same Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Everybody's echoing the same message. That's why Dan Campbell is. That's why, I mean, you can't. He's literally brought a team that was like laughable, an organization that was laughable. And now they're in the NFC Championship.
I refuse to believe that guy's a good head coach. I do not.
But I mean,
just-
dude, he's in the NFC Championship. Like you can't.
It's not.
You can have the same argument for Kyle Shanahan. Can't win a big freaking game.
Whoa,
chokes every time.
Whoa.
Chokes every time. Chokes every time.
First of all, you
we're
can't
gonna
say
see
he
this
chokes
weekend.
every time when last year he didn't have a quarterback. Okay.
Eric, I bet
Did
you-
he have a
Eric, I bet you
quarterback?
50
Yes or no?
bucks.
He
I bet
never
you
had a
50
quarterback.
bucks.
Did he have a quarterback?
He's
I'm
there.
talking about in the Philadelphia game.
Eric,
Did
50
he have a
bucks,
quarterback, yes or
Niners
no?
win this weekend.
Huh?
50 bucks. Niners win this weekend.
Put it on the Hard Rock app.
Nah, there you go. Sponsored by Hard Rock Bet.
All right, so for real, Josh, I'll go back to this.
Listen, I'm not. So if
If
we're
they
talking
don't
about
win,
top five,
if they don't, Josh Allen does not win with the same personnel that he has this year into next year, then there's going to be big changes made in Buffalo for sure.
The problem is his salary cap hit explodes next year. So this is the part where we always talk about. We talked about
a
it.
quarterback that's supposed to be elite, and you haven't taken your team to at least the AFC Championship.
No, they made it to the championship game.
Or I mean, the
they
Super
changed
Bowl.
the Super
I'll
Bowl.
just say the Super Bowl in general.
Yeah.
To the Super Bowl, I don't know. That's
Listen,
debate for
to
elite.
me,
If you're not elite, if you haven't taken your team to the Super Bowl.
This is the same thing, and we mentioned this on this podcast I don't think it was last year. I think it might have been the year before, where we talked about this, and I told you guys, if I told the Cincinnati fans, all the Cincinnati fans that listen to this podcast, because we're so highly rated in the state of Ohio, but enjoy it while you can with Joe Burrow, because when he signs that extension, this team's gonna blow up.
Any day.
In a bad way. They're going to have to choose between a bunch of personnel just to satisfy that $50 million a year cap hit in a $200 million salary cap world. The same thing's going to happen now with the Bills. I'm not saying their window's shut, but this is why I think Bill Belichick would be a good fit for them, because he exploits less and makes it more valuable. You're going to have to make a lot of hard choices in this team, because his salary cap is going to go up to $48 million or something ridiculous like that. No longer do you have the Russell Wilson of the early 2010s, where he's making $3 million max on his last year, and you could pay Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner, Earl Thomas, all those guys to keep that defense. Now, Josh Allen is going to have to your point, Miguel, Josh Allen is going to have to show how elite he is, which is why I think, without a shadow of a doubt, Patrick Mahomes, and what I was saying earlier, you can make the argument about Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson has been doing what Patrick Mahomes did this year for his whole career, where he's had nobody outside of a good tight end, Mark Andrews.
Poor guy.
And he's had a few guys here and there that, they signed Deshaun Jackson in 2021 or 2022, like 10 years after he was, relevant.
Take the top off.
Thank you.
Stretch the defense out.
And so that's why I think
test the arm strength.
You could make the argument. By the way, now that you say that, for some reason, this YouTube video came up of like first play touchdowns in NFL history or whatever. Okay. One of them was that Michael Vick to Deshaun Jackson Monday Night Football. Do you guys Beautiful. The ball in the air traveled from they were on the 20.
Beautiful.
And it was a play. It wasn't even the play. I don't think he was on the 20.
Beautiful.
But he did a play action and went 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, waited, and said, okay, now I can throw the ball. And it hit Deshaun Jackson in stride on the other 30.
That was a Monday 25. Night game. That was Chip Kelly's first primetime game.
Chip!
And they were running that hurry up offense. They scored 28 in the first half.
Is that the one where Albert Hamzer got cut after the game because he just stayed on the ground? Dude, the offensive lineman's like, all right, let me block someone else.
So for our listeners, Michael Vick is my favorite quarterback.
It's what am I blocking?
No, Michael Vick's my favorite quarterback.
It's funny too. We talked about it earlier on your thing, talking about how everybody was trying to make him a pocket passer.
I'd rather choose Dante Culpepper than Michael Vick.
Well, the Dolphins chose him over Drew Brees, and look where that turned out.
Exactly.
I meant in the Viking days when you had Randy Moss and Dante
Culpepper.
Chris Carter.
Mike's arm was just
flick of the wrist.
Oh my God, man! That guy had a freaking juice.
I mean,
you know who had a juice? Justin Herbert.
Who, by the way,
I'm over that guy.
What?
So over that guy.
Why are you over him? It's the coach's fault.
You know what? Josh Allen has a juice too, by the way.
Josh Allen's a bump. And Josh Allen turns the ball over all the time.
Is it a segment about Josh Allen?
Yes, I'm sorry. He is no, I'm kidding. But again, no. Well, okay. Back to square one. This is what I'm talking about. Where a lot of people consider him elite, but if he turns the ball over 20 times a year, how is that elite in an age of analytics where the concept of scoring as many times as you can while having the ball efficiently, you're taking away opportunities for your offense to score by turning the ball over and giving good field position to the other team. He does that on a more consistent basis than any other quarterback in the NFL. I'm not even talking about Dak Prescott with his picks.
I'll ask you a question. You take Tua out of the Dolphins, right?
Yes.
Name the first 5 quarterbacks that you would replace them with.
Okay, so you're talking
In a Mike
fantasy
McDaniel,
world,
in a
or
Mike
you're talking about
McDaniel's run offense.
realistic, and you're talking about a realistic world. Like, okay,
I'd rather have your guys' precious Kirk Cousins than Josh Allen. In a Mike McDaniel's offense.
So it's basically the same.
okay, so you basically agree with our.
So yeah, so basically Tua.
You just said
we're
take
just
two.
running the same offense.
You just said take two off the team. That was your
I
question.
know. So
I'm
you
taking
replace them for another Tua?
I know you're saying, oh, where would Josh Allen fit on here? Josh Allen, with his turnover propensity, this offense wouldn't look the same.
Yeah, because Mike
All right,
McDaniel's would adjust it.
If he doesn't adjust for Tua, why would he adjust for Josh Allen?
We have to name 5 quarterbacks.
What? It's not. No. I'm just trying to prove a point.
I just wanted you. No. Answer my damn question.
I did answer your question, but you didn't finish.
Put the 5 quarterbacks that you would play in to replace Tua. Kirk Cousins, great job, good job. You're getting fired as a GM for sure. Go ahead.
So how's the GM for the Vikings not fired yet?
Because this is a fantasy world. He does not have the option to pick Patrick Mahomes.
I would pick.
But this is my fantasy world.
CJ
So
Stroud.
you're gonna pick
Listen,
Kirk Cousins?
I would
What?
pick. I would pick at least 10 quarterbacks before I pick Josh Allen in this offense.
Oh my god! What?
What?
Go ahead, name them.
Wait,
I don't even care.
Did you just say there's 10 quarterbacks better than Josh Allen right now?
For Mike McDaniel's offense?
Go,
Yes.
go, hit them. I want to know
Listen,
now. Go.
Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, no brainer. Okay,
Lamar Jackson.
got it.
Joe Burrow.
Got it.
Justin Herbert.
Got it. Okay.
What?
All right, go ahead. Justin Herbert, go. Because that guy's so good.
That's 4.
Is he not good?
His rookie season, nasty. After that,
Who's
4. Okay, you're on 4. 6
All right.
people. 6
Kirk Cousins. So Kirk Cousins in there.
okay.
I would put CJ Stroud in there.
Okay.
I would put, how much is that?
6.
That's it.
6. Yeah,
Oh.
4 more.
Go
All
ahead.
right, 4 more. Let's see who we got else.
You want me to help you?
No. I got this. Brock Purdy.
Okay.
7.
Jimmy Garoppolo. No, I'm joking about that.
All right, 7.
Let's see.
This is getting real hard. You usually say Josh Allen. It's a lot easier.
No. I'm not going to put Josh Allen in there. Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
What is that? 7? 8?
8.
That's 8? Okay. Aaron Rodgers. Let's see
9
who
and
else
10.
we got. 9 and 10. Who else we got? Am I missing someone here?
Yeah, Prescott, Hurts, Daniel
I put
Jones,
Hurts. Hurts
Howell,
doesn't turn the ball over. I put Hurts in there. So that's 9.
Goff, Stafford.
Woo, Stafford, 10. Boom.
Love.
Stafford. You wouldn't put Stafford over Josh Allen's offense.
I mean, I would put Kirk Cousins over Josh Allen.
Okay, we'll take off Kirk Cousins. I'll put Jordan Love in there.
Who's
Over
by the way, who's the Indianapolis Colts?
Anthony Richardson?
That's his name.
I'd almost put him
Gardner
over Josh
Mitchell.
Allen. Trevor Lawrence. I put Trevor Lawrence in this offense over.
I don't even. I stopped believing in Trevor.
I think that's an injury issue and not an actual talent issue.
I think that's.
He messed up his ankle. He messed up his shoulder. I think that's a huge thing.
I mean, I'm still. I think he's better than.
So I named
Kirk
what?
Cousins.
I named what? 12 quarterbacks that I would put him instead of Josh Allen in this specific offense. I said 12, right?
All I know is that guy is bum.
He just look in an age where
He's a
efficiency
bum.
matters.
He was good QB with the.
He is not efficient when it comes to turnovers. That's all I'm saying. Is there any other quarterback that turns the ball over more than Josh Allen?
Have you seen what he has to do to bail out? Like out of all the bad play calls that he's in.
Dak Prescott's been doing that for the past
Dak
5-6
Prescott.
years. No, he's been doing that for the past 5 years. And he gets killed for throwing 15 interceptions. Did Josh Allen have 18 this year?
Yeah, how many touchdowns did he have?
Who had the number 1 offense in the NFL? Cowboys. Thank you. You got something to say? We got to wrap it up here.
I have no idea. I don't know what to say. I don't. If Josh Allen,
So Josh Allen's not elite.
if
Josh Allen's not elite.
in my opinion, if Josh Allen
If he was elite, he would be completing more than
if
5
he was,
yards.
if he was
per pass.
okay with Ken Dorsey, and then he was still somewhat okay with Joe Brady, then what does that make him? He's just okay. He's
Thank you.
not elite because he hasn't taken
Thank
the
you.
Bills to the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
Any quarterback that takes their team to the Super Bowl, I would consider them elite.
Boom.
period.
Trent Dilfer.
And yeah, that's very. I don't know if
Eli Manning.
Don't you dare.
Russell Wilson.
Boom.
Roasted.
But I'm only saying that in the aspect of like
Peyton Manning with no arm.
in their time frame. Russell Wilson is elite, but when he took their
Let
team
Russ cook.
in the Super Bowl back in the day, so like it just depends.
I mean,
For me, Josh Allen is not elite right now.
Thank you. I've convinced one person already in this. Oh my God, guys!
Last thing, Eric,
Last word.
Josh Allen elite? Yes or no?
Yeah, he's elite.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening. We're gonna wrap it up real quick because we're running out of time. Ah!